Hey guys, so welcome back to another vlog. It's certainly been a minute since I last did a vlog. I've just kind of been working on my health. My eye health specifically has been affected because of a wrongly prescribed lens, or it's just my eyes have changed so much over the years that it was time for new glasses. I've had the same one for literally 5 years, because I went in that 5 years twice, and every time they would tell me your prescription hasn't changed, so I had to keep the same lenses, but now they have pretty much changed almost overnight, dramatically. So I've had to get new glasses and readers, which was surprising to say the least. So yeah. But they're getting better, but I've had to use eye drops to kind of get through some days, especially when I stare at the screen a lot. So I've just been trying to take it easy, But part of my health being affected is stress, just a lot of stress from the last year and changes. And I'm sure, as we've all been going through our fair share in this world from stuff, from dealing with the hurricane and then breakup and, just family members passing away. It just added a lot. But then I noticed, okay, my health has been affected. And it feels like things have started to get worse ever since I got into the prepping community. And hear me out. I love the prepping community, but right now, I refuse to hear any more of it. I actively choose to ignore it. And here is why. It has fulfilled its purpose for me for, how long now? 2.5 years. Yes, it helped me. It helped me stash up food, gold, cash, stuff like that, have a mindset. I mean, it even helped me during the hurricane. Were it not for prepping community, I would not have been prepared for that Category 5 hurricane. But it also made me realize not only how hard it is to prep sometimes, but how stressful it is. Because during that storm, wherever I secretly, stashed all of that, gold and cash and stuff, it was very difficult to carry that around with me in a shoebox. Do you know what I'm saying? We realize we're prepared, but how unprepared we are at the same time. And nothing is guaranteed in life, right? I'm looking, it just randomly popped up on my feed. Northern Italy floods, 14 people passed away and 13,000 fled from their homes, overnight. And I don't think anyone was prepared for that. There's earthquakes, floods, storms, tornadoes. You can't predict or prepare for that. Those two things, even a hurricane, but those two things alone, earthquakes and tornadoes, you never see it coming. You can never predict it. Never. You don't even know what path it's going to go, where it's going to go. Those two things are the top two, even tsunami, right? So in a sense, it's preppers, I feel in general, we were all so addicted to the news. Not the news, but updates or what happened here with the weather, or, people can have I call it a negative feedback loop of never-ending cycle of listening to the same like TikTok videos and Instagram stories. I'm just like, when YouTube videos even, when does it end? Right? And I had to ask myself that question, like, when am I going to keep going like this? When am I going to keep being addicted to hearing this stuff? When has it served me a purpose? Has it made my life any better? Yes and no. Because I feel more prepared when I'm going to stop. Because maybe I've just come to a point where I'm as prepared as I can be realistically. I'm almost thinking like, what's the point of some people building all of these sheds, greenhouses, bunkers, and they have this whole gardens and stuff. God bless them, But what if it all gets flooded? Tornado wipes through, it made me realize realistically, you're not safe anywhere. So what realistically can you do to prepare, even mentally and spiritually, emotionally, but kind of keep it in the back of your head and chill out about it, right? Not stress, And I'm not calling out the prepper community. I know a lot of preppers in here are going to disagree with me, and they're going to be like, oh, quitter, you giving up, But I know a lot of my people I'm talking to also don't really care much for prepping. They just like to hear me talk about it or something. So I don't know. I've just kind of come to the breaking point. I'm like, I've had enough. I'm tired of hearing of the stressful things. Oh, the economy's going to go bad every day. I'm not going to feed into it anymore, because it did nothing but stress me out. I'm looking back and I wrote 5 journals full of stuff of just there's not nice things in those journals, let's put it that way, so that was correlated to what was in my thoughts at the time. And I felt like if I was not okay and I was feeding that not okay energy online to others, they're not going to be okay either. I want to inspire, I want to motivate, I want to be encouraging people that everything's going to be okay no matter what we go through collectively in humanity. And if these are the end times, as they call it, that we're going to be okay. There's always going to be people surviving through it, So, and it's very hard to hear people, even if they do have a good outlook or approach. It's always like, oh, okay, I'm going to mention the good outlook or approach once, and then the rest of the 95% of the video is going to be this is what's happening and this is what's dark about the world today. And it's just I've had enough. I think it was just a stage or a phase for me to kind of get over something. And then now that I'm beyond that, I'm like, okay, what next? And I've always kind of been like that in life too. It's it's weird. It's I start one thing, I do it for a while, and then I move on to the next thing. I guess we're all like that, aren't we, in a sense? So, we're very basic creatures and with very basic needs. And so, in a sense, instead of planting vegetables and fruits, I started planting flowers. Why not? Because in the next hurricane, all that's going to get torn down anyway. What's the point? The next drought, the next deep freeze. And yeah, that can sound pessimistic, but what's the point? What's the point? I'm just wondering. I'm going to do the best to focus on improving my life in the best positive way that I can. Not ignoring or denying what's happening, because I'm very well aware of that. But not allowing it to overtake my life to a point where I'm not okay anymore. Because if you're not okay, you can't work, you can't function, you can't eat, you can't, it gets to a point where you have no appetite, you get even worse, it just, That's the irony. It's it's supposed to be a place and a community of helping people, but really it just does. I feel like, for me personally, I can't speak on everyone. It can motivate others in a positive way, But I didn't even grow up in that environment. I didn't grow up on a farm. I didn't grow up, being trained or taught this stuff, So I just joined in randomly and oh, this is such a cool place. And I vibed with it for a while, but it's not for me anymore. It's not for me anymore, the prepping community. And so I had to like back away from all of that. And it hurts because, you know, sometimes it's like you like the people that talk about this stuff, but you just don't like the subjects anymore. You don't, I didn't even vibe or resonate. It's like your frequency changes, your vibration, right? We're all energy. It got to a point, you know what, guys? I'm gonna be honest. I was listening to these videos day in and day out, day in and day out. I wasn't even really listening to the videos. I was just using them as background noise. It would come to the end of a 20, 30-minute video, 50-minute video. I would be done playing it. I'm like, wait, I didn't learn a thing. What just happened? All I heard was voices. Like, it wasn't my frequency anymore. It's strange, but it's true. And then I started listening to things that would be more my frequency, and they resonate. They make sense. I paid attention. I couldn't pay attention to prepping videos anymore. I just couldn't. I couldn't. And I'm not saying it was a waste of time, but it was part of, I believe, my evolution as a human being, like everyone else. So I don't know. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like, yeah, you kind of tune in and out of some people, some things sometimes? Again, it's not personal to the people. It's just they're great at what they do and they're very informative. But like, I'm tired. I'm tired of reading books about it. I'm tired of, you know, I got to a point where I got so tired, guys. I got so tired. And when is it enough? When are you setting a deadline for prepping? I'm done. It's enough for me. My deadline's here. I don't need that much stuff. You know? And I've been like decluttering and throwing away bags and bags and bags of stuff from my house lately. And just because I don't need this. Why do I need all this, you know, stuff that I'm stashing away? It doesn't make any sense to me. I believe anything older than 5 years, you should just throw out, especially if you don't use it every day. If you don't use it or look at it 99% of the time, it's time to get rid of it. And that it feels so much better to do that, you know. It's freeing, it's liberating. It feels like I have control. I have power. I've regained my power back, in a sense, you know. And I think it's more useful for me to listen to positive affirmations for 20 minutes a day rather than something that tells me I'm doomed, you know? So this is why I stopped prepping. This is why I give up. Yes, I'm a quitter. Yes, I give up. Okay. It's too much. I haven't given up prepping in other ways, though. Of course, financially, of course, physically, with my health. That's what I'm going to continue prepping to do, because that's a something that is useful, right? I don't think I'm ever going to stop in that way. I think just being in this community taught me that not to give up in other ways that are important to me. But if my garden doesn't grow this year or yield as much, who cares? I'm not going to lose sleep over it. And maybe I'm in a position to be comfortable to say that. But I'm not too comfortable. I'm not that comfortable as some people. Absolutely not. But I can only do the best I can. And yeah, I'm a weak, sensitive person sometimes. Like, it is a bit too much for me sometimes, you know, this community. It's hard. It makes, like, listening to some of this content makes your heart palpitate. Like, it's hard to hear some of the things and to hear about the suffering going on in the world. So, yeah, I refuse to put that into my energy right now. And this is why I quit prepping, as the title of this video says. This is the best way I could put it without judging the community, because I'm not judging the community. It brought me a lot of knowledge and information about basic needs, but it gets to the point where you need to focus on other needs rather than basic needs and necessities, you know? And that's all I'll say, guys. You know, I no longer have the same desires as I used to. You know, it's not important to me to go buy a farm or acreages of property and, you know, start planting. No, I don't want to do that. Because if we are in the last moments, allegedly. What's the point of stressing or worrying? Wouldn't you want to enjoy, live in the present moment, and be at peace as much as you can? I think that's above gold, above the biggest garden, the biggest greenhouse is your peace. What's the point of planning all that if you don't have peace within? I think we should focus on that first, uplift ourselves and humanity, each other, and then the rest falls into place. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we can predict what can happen, but we don't know if it's tomorrow. So we can only do the best we can with what we're given today, and that's the present. And that's what's so beautiful about it is you have it now. It's right here in front of you to enjoy, to choose what to tune into, what vibration, what to listen to, you know? So I hope this explains it. I'll try to do more vlogs soon, but with time, I'm just getting into it. I've been doing a lot of TikTok live streams and, you know, still keeping up with the bookings and the ASMR videos. So yeah, make sure you guys check out my ASMR albums. I posted quite a few new ones. It's all on my website, links below, tonybomboni.com. I've been working on my online course too. Yes, I'm doing an online course that's going to be out in a few months. So stay tuned. I'm hoping by September, the latest. And yeah, just cutting out a lot of things from my life so I can have room for other things and growth in other ways. And yeah, it's exciting time to just focus on me and just continue healing, continue developing, you know, other abilities, skills, crafts, whatever comes through, whatever God gives, you know. I think this community also taught me to strengthen my connection with the Lord and Savior. I definitely feel that for sure. And yeah, it's just a beautiful process. And I'm glad to share that journey and that story with you. But yeah, there hasn't been much else going on besides that lately. So this is why I haven't also been vlogging. But haven't really been going much of anywhere. Don't really care to be honest with you. I just kind of like to keep to myself. I'm not really an adventurer or explorer, to be honest. So yeah. I'm almost done reading the Bible, which is good. I like to keep progress and track my progress over the years. So in a week I should be done. I'm in Revelations right now. So it's very exciting to just, you know, track my journey over the last 2 years. And it has been exactly 2 years, almost today, since I started reading the Bible. And it's always been a goal of mine. Finish the whole Bible. I don't care how long it takes. Finish it. And finally, like, I've been doing it slowly but surely, but I'm almost done. So I can check off that goal and move on to another goal. And it feels so good. I feel like, wow, you know, my other goal is the course now. And it's like, after that, what next? What awaits you next? You know, that's what I'm working toward. That's what I'm excited for, you know. I feel like I've accomplished like the bigger achievements, right? And now I'm kind of working, it's like a video game, right? Life is kind of like you're the avatar and you're completing like the little quests now. Like I'm doing the little achievements now. Like I feel like I've done it all, that what I could do, and now what else can I do that, you know, can keep me going, keep me pushing forward? Because that's what's going to keep you alive and healthy and strong is the goals. That's it. That's it, you know. I had a goal to get out of as much of the prepping community as possible, learn from that, get stronger from that. And it strengthened me mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. It did. It made me tougher. It made me put on a spine or two. You know what I'm saying? Like to develop into the man I'm becoming, because that I didn't have that before. I didn't have that quality, that strength, that ability, you know. But yeah, it comes to a point again when you realize it's enough and you need to move on to other goals and stuff. So yeah, I hope you understand. I hope this came across the right way. I know it's hard to do these vlogs sometimes because like you want to be honest, but there's always a differing opinion. So yeah, I respect that though. But everyone's feel free to share their opinion, what they think. This is a judgment-free zone though. Keep that in mind, okay? I do read the comments. All right, guys, I got to get going. I think this is long enough. And I think I'm going to get a new phone by fall because this phone is starting to not have so much space for memory in vlogs. So